Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today this video is going to be about taming, and so the two main things that you're going to want to need are an ammo type, which can be an arrow, and you're going to want narcotics. So narcotics are what I'm pointing at right now. So you can make these in the mortar and pestle, and then arrows, which you can make in your inventory. So the arrows are going to be shot out of either a crossbow or a bow, and they can be made using fiber, flint, and thatch. And so what you're going to want to do to be able to learn the training engram is to get to level 21, learn the engram, and then to make those you need to have narcotic and arrows. So how you make arrows is, or how you make narcotic is that go to a mortar and pestle, and you make that by having 15 hide and 65 stone in your inventory. And you go in there, you go into the mortar and pestle after you place it down on a foundation. You put in at least 5 narcotics, at least 5 narco berries, and at least 1 spoiled meat, and that will give you 1 narcotic. So to make 1 narcotic, you need 5 narco berries and 1 spoiled meat. Remember that now. So once you create one, you're going to want to put it down. You're going to want to create those, and then you're going to want to put the narcotics and the arrows in inventory and craft trank arrows. So I'm looking at a level 30 triceratops that I really want to tame, right? So what I'm looking for right now is a good vantage point at which I can hit the trike with my trank arrows, but it can't hit me. So this seems like a good spot. It's high, and I'm going to try and aim for it. No, okay. It's too far away. So now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and throw a spear at it to get its attention without really hurting it. Because spears, kind of an early game weapon, they don't do a lot of damage, right? So now it's coming for me. And so with trikes specifically, if you hit them in the head, then it does less damage. You're going to need way more trank arrows to knock it out. So we're going to aim for the back. And that's going to do more damage, dealing more torpor, ultimately knocking it out faster and more effectively. So right here, I let it get behind me, and then it eventually hits me. This is something you want to avoid at all times, because if you get below 30 health, then you get an effect that makes you very slow, very prone to damage, and very easy to kill. So never, ever get knocked off what you're trying to tame something on. So now, another key thing, don't let it get above you. That's horrible. You always want to be on top of your game. So by now I've used about half of my trank arrows, and things aren't going too well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running around and looking while it's chasing me. So right here, I run through something to get it stuck, and then I go to my new vantage point, which is way better than the other one. So now I see that it's stuck really good, way too good, to where even if I try and hit it, even if I hit it with a spear, it won't move. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there after I throw this last spear to make sure that it's truly stuck. Yeah, so I'm going to go down there and see if I can get it unstuck so that I can tame it. Oh, yeah, so I just realized that this is actually a really good vantage point, because it's taller than the other rock I was on, and there's no way that the trike can get behind me. So now I've used all my trank arrows and it's knocked out. So once it's knocked out, you'll walk up to it and you'll see it's saying put food in inventory to tame. So this is a herbivore, right? So you're gonna want to put in berries. So I put in measure berries. Those are the most so there are 4, I don't know. So there are different kinds of berries. There are tinto berries, azul berries, mejo berries, what are they called? Alma berries, and narco berries, and stem berries. So the most effective berry for taming herbivores is the mejo berry. So you're gonna want to get a lot of those before you knock something out. And so now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to press E or F to get into the trikes, to get into the knocked out herbivore's inventory. And so if you're doing this, if you knocked out a carnivore, then you're going to want to put meat in its inventory. Pretty simple. So now that I've put measure berries in it, you'll see that the taming bar goes up. And so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to monitor it. So I have pretty normal rates. I have just complete default rates. And so basically that means that it's going to tame pretty slowly for me. But For you, maybe if you're playing on single player and you're using single player settings, which is basically like a setting configuration that you can enable, and I think you start out with it, is that it will tame a little bit faster than this. Or if you're playing on like an unofficial server that has really high taming rates, which means taming rates are like it will go faster, it will go slower, it will eat faster, it will eat slower. You're gonna experience different rates from me. But so basically, and then on top of the taming bar is the unconscious bar. And so if it wakes up, then the tame is over, right? So what you're gonna want to do is narco berries and narcotics. Keep it alive. Keep it alive, right? Or keep it asleep. So basically what I just did was I skipped forward to where I tamed it, so that whole time I was maintaining by constantly getting more meho berries to put in its inventory and getting more narco berries to put in its inventory, so that it stayed asleep, right? And so until eventually it was tamed. And so you'll see that there was taming effectiveness. There's taming effectiveness, so that means how many levels you get when you, so look, it's a level 44, which means that I got 14 levels out of my taming effectiveness. So basically now what I'm doing is I'm learning the trike saddle blueprint. So not all dinosaurs are able to be ridden, but this one is. So the trike saddle I just learned, it's at level 16. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to get the resources to craft it. Okay, so now I can craft it. I have it in my inventory. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it, and I'm going to press E in my inventory. And if you so say you press F on it, or you press E, or if you press F on it, then it'll go into inventory to go into its inventory on the right side and your inventory on the left side. And then you'll be able to just press E. And if you are just using the E inventory style and it doesn't have a saddle on, then you have to put the saddle into its inventory and then press E on it, and then it will just go on. Or you can drag the saddle onto the saddle slot. So now what I'm demonstrating right here is the gathering and the usefulness of dinosaurs that you tamed and are riding. So for example, you just saw me collect berries by the buttload and thatch when I hit trees. So now what dinosaurs can be used for is defense and attack. So right here, you see me, I damaged this parasaur, this wild parasaur, with my trike a bunch, and then now I'm just shooting it off the back of my trike. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up and finish it, and then, so herbivores can't harvest meat from dead bodies, but carnivores can, remember that. So you see me, I hit it a couple times, didn't harvest any meat, but now I can go up with my axe and I can harvest it, and it will give me raw meat and hide, okay? Now, so to keep it fed, you're gonna wanna have berries in its inventory at all times, and basically when it kills stuff or when it gathers enough resources, it will level up, and then it's just basically the same as the player. So again, this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a really simple one. Pretty basic, I guess, really basic. If you liked it, please consider subscribing, like, and bye-bye.